Well, here we are back in the field that we planted on the 5th of October. It's a Siskin winter wheat variety that we planted directly into the cover crop of linseed, phacelia and buckwheat. And the crop has actually come up really, really well. Very pleased indeed, considering everything that's been thrown at it this autumn. We're nearly 2 months on from that date of planting, and we've had nearly 300 millimeters of rain, which is about 40%. That's 39% actually of our annual rainfall in the last couple of months. So, like a lot of the country is flooded and underwater, we haven't had it quite to that extreme due to the soil type, especially up here up on the hill. But Tewkesbury, where the River Avon and the River Severn meet, has had some quite good flooding going on this year. And I know parts of the country are also underwater, which is desperate news for those farmers trying to produce food and run a business and earn a living. But here we are on the Cotswold Brash soil up here on Breedon Hill, and the crop's established really quite well. If we just go and have a bit of a dig in here, see what we can find. Lots of roots, lots of crumbly structure, a few worms kicking around, some very good root development, and we're at growth stage 13 now. So we've got three leaves on these crops, a little bit of slug grazing just on that original leaf 2, I think that is actually. But these crops are now up and away, and they're looking pretty healthy actually. Some lovely roots going on in there as well. So quite pleased with that. The crop was desiccated after planting, and we put a pre-em herbicide on here as well, just to try and control blackgrass and brome. It's also had a little bit of Avadex, and it seems to be set up quite nicely now, going into sort of this the next stage of the winter. We may well come back and roll this in the spring to try and push down the remaining cover crop, these linseed stalks, just to try and push them down onto the ground for ease of combining. But considering the amount of residue that we were drilling into, this crop has come up really well indeed. Very happy with it. Very little slug activity. It's following hand-picked peas, so we wouldn't expect too many slugs, as opposed to a crop that is emerging after oilseed rape. Tramline there, which will be about 5 or 6 years old now, and yeah, very happy with how this part of the farm is established. We're about 47% planted. I don't think that will all quite survive. We've got some very wet fields down in the Vale on the heavier soils, but we'll have to wait and see and assess that when we come out of the winter period and go into the spring. But yeah, in terms of the system, the resilience to the wet weather, I know we haven't planted the whole farm up, but I'm talking to lots of people around the country. This is pretty unprecedented amounts of rainfall that we're experiencing, and we had about 4 dry days in October, which would be our key kind of busy planting month. So we're not doing too badly. Anyway, I am rambling on, but nice to see tiny little bit of sunshine, and let's hope that continues to stay with us for a bit longer.